Before we go beat up this crazy lady, let's go ahead and do our conjure quests. I think this is our last one. Saya, your presence here is most welcome. I have another task to which your maturing skills are well suited. Attend me closely. Expansive wounds that ooze corruption have formed throughout the forest. After examining the traces of the sizable disturbance you previously cleansed, I can only conclude that this phenomenon is the work of a malign agent. It must be found swiftly, lest the corruption spread, and I would have you assist in the investigate. Guildmaster, you must let me help. Sylphie? Since I got back from the South Shroud, I spent all my time studying the forces of nature. I even sat through one of Here Nolanel's lectures. The Twellswood is crying out in pain. My skills are still a bit lacking in some areas, but I want to do what I can for the forest. Lacking? Sylphie, you have yet to master a single offensive spell. Without the means to defend yourself, it would be far too dangerous to send you off into the forest alone. So am I to stay here then? Not necessarily. Saya, with your consent, I would have Sylphie accompany you once more. Do not propose this arrangement solely with her safety in mind. Given the nature of the investigation, it is like that Sylphie's innate talent for hearing will prove as useful to you as your conjuring will to her. There will be much you might accomplish together. Sylphie, you are not to approach any sources of corruption without Saya at your side. Do I make myself clear? And should you chance to encounter the origin of these disturbances, do not initiate a confrontation. Too often you allow your curiosity to overwhelm your good sense. Now go, and may the elementals watch over you. Yes, Guildmaster. Something tells me we should start at Quarry Mill in the South Shroud. Meet me there as soon as you can, Saya. And hurry, the corruption is spreading. That was brilliant, Saya. But it was only the start. The forest still groans in pain. I can hear it. I think it's coming from the north. No, the northeast. Let's go and have a look. You're doing really well, Saya, but I think there's another one, and, well, it calls to me even more fervently than the last. It's to the east, I think. Yes, to the east. Nice work. The earth here feels healed, and yet there's another disturbance, and it's big, really big. It's hard to describe, but it feels sort of wrong-er, I think. I think it might be what's causing all of this. I know Brother Isumi said we weren't to confront it, but we can't just let it corrupt the rest of the forest. And however powerful it is, it can't be any more powerful than you. You're amazing. What I mean to say is, I'm willing to risk a scolding if you are. It's not far from here, somewhere to the southeast, I think. Shall we at least have a closer look? Curiosity killed the cat. I don't think you need to be able to hear the voices of the forest to notice that. Do you, Seiya? The corruption is definitely coming from somewhere around here. That's odd. As soon as we arrived, that sense of wrongness I had suddenly felt less. Well, it just felt less. It's almost as if it's holding its breath, or hiding. Do you see that? Just that one spot there. The air seems wrong. Yep. It's go time. a-hole. Boy, had me hard pressed there for a second. Two imps. A little stone monster to the right, and him. It was coming for me. Ha 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 ha. Isn't it amazing, Seiya? Did the breeze always feel this good? What are you talking about? I hear this thunder. I feel the thunderous. Was the ground always this warm? I'm so glad I finally understand. I just wish I could tell my mother how incredible nature feels. Oh, you're injured. Here. Appreciate you. Don't worry, healing doesn't drain me anymore. Not since I learned how to borrow from nature. And I have you to thank for that, Seiya. Let's return to the guild. We'll have to explain everything to Brother Isumi. Welcome back, Seiya, Sylphie. Our mission was a success, Guildmaster. Quiet. I take it you two. I take it the two of you conspired to defy my orders. Well, the forest was suffering. We couldn't just walk away. It's not Seiya's fault. It's mine. It was all my idea. I take full responsibility. Calm yourself, child. You did nothing I did not foresee, and I am of no mind to lecture you. Indeed, Gridania is indebted to you for your heroic deeds. The corruption born of Akoman had taken root in the calamity-weakened soil. There is no telling how much further it might have spread if you had not defeated the creature. And if I am not mistaken, Sylphie, you succeeded in drawing upon the energies of nature during the battle. Yeah, I saw her flicking them stones. How did you... Yes, I did. I'm not really sure how it happened. I remember thinking how badly I wanted to help Seiya, and then I suddenly felt the power surging through me. That is as it should be. One does not simply choose to borrow from nature's strength. The mind may command only that which the heart permits. In your desperation to help your friend, you opened your heart to nature, and nature responded to your need. But we must not forget your part in this, Seiya. It is clear to me that your journey with Sylphie has brought you still closer to the pinnacle of our art. I believe you are ready for the last of my teachings. Thus it is with great pleasure that I pass on another of our guild's magics. A more potent form of the cure spell is now yours to command. I have no doubt that it will serve you well in your continuing endeavors. Wheresoever you go, nature will go with you, my friend. Ever shall the earth meet your footfall, and the wind guide your path. Yeah! Seiya, I'm glad you have come. I have a task of most urgent and confidential nature, and I can think of none other to whom I can entrust it. You are doubtless familiar with the Seed Seer, yes? Kane Senna, Elder Seed Seer, leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, and guardian of our fair nation, clearly needs no introduction. But know you also of her siblings? The two young Pajals, Sister Ray O. Senna and Brother Rune Senna, make for Evershade as we speak, where they will perform a ritual of great import. Verily, such import that it would be no overstatement to say that the very fate of Gridania hangs in the balance. As you well know, we dwell in the forest by the good graces of the elementals, eternal guardians of the Twelveswood, and most of all the Great One who dwells within the guardian tree. Yet our ceaseless warring, and ill treatment of the trees that shelter us have aroused the Great One's ire, and it is only by the quieting, the ritual of which I spoke, that he may be placated. Thus did the two seed seers set out for Evershade, with nary a guard to accompany them. Therein lies the rub, and the nature of the favor I ask of you. By no means would I question the powers of the seed seers, but with the Great One's anger mounting, the Twelswood becomes a threatening domain for even the most puissant of conjurers. Pray hasten to Evershade and see that no harm befalls the two. Will do, bro. What do we call him? Bro Isumiyan. Curses. How can we hope to make it to the guardian tree with these ghastly creatures bursting forth like rampant weeds? If I'd known what we were in for, I'd have brought along a wood dweller or two. In fact, I dare say we should return and do exactly that. Oh, do not be such a coward, sister. We are seed seers. These overgrown vermin are no match for us. Bold words, brother. But were they true words, we would have dispatched our enemies and arrived safely at our destination bells ago. A conjurer, are you? Brother Isumi, ever the warrior. For once, however, his solicitude is most welcome. Might you help us dispose of these fell creatures? Have you no pride, sister? A seed seer does not beg the aid of some common adventurer. Enough, brother. We have a duty to perform, a duty that takes precedence over your silly notion of pride. Now, enough talk. Let us see to these pests. Oh, you know I'm down. You know I am down. That's a lot of them, though. Easy breezy. Ah, bright. What? Yes, it recognizes my awesomeness. That crystal. Do my eyes deceive me, or does this adventure inherit the legacy of Atoa Kant? It was none other than Atoa himself who last performed the quieting. No, I do not believe this adventurer's arrival is mere coincidence. Bearer of the soul crystal, inheritor of arcane knowledge long since forbidden to those not of our kind. I know not why it is you he chooses, but I believe our great forefather has led you to us today. Ancient tradition dictates that the quieting be performed by 3 Pagels. Ah, but I misspeak. The ritual is to be performed by 3 white mages. If Master Atoa truly has chosen this adventurer as his successor, You speak of madness, sister. Surely you have not forgotten that Paljali tradition strictly forbids sharing the teachings with those not of our kind. The power of white magic is far too great to risk it falling into the wrong hands. Big sis. And so you would uphold tradition merely for tradition's sake, even at the risk of incurring the Great One's wrath and bringing disaster upon our forest home? Have you so little faith in our own ability, sister? We are seed seers, more than capable of slaying any beast in our way and carrying out a ritual on our own. This petty bickering is getting us nowhere. Adventurer, I'm sorry to trouble you with our silly sibling squabbles. If you've the time, I would speak with you further, but not here. Come to Camp Tranquil, and come quickly. Time is of the essence. Thank you for coming, adventurer. Forgive my brother's rudeness. He cannot help that he was born with a head of solid stone. Anyways, I do not believe we have been properly introduced. I am Rhea Osena, a Patjal, as you can see, and sister of the elder seed seer. You are Saya, yes? Brother Asumi has spoken of you, and most highly at that. As you no doubt have heard, my brother Arun, or is that Arun, whatever, and I were en route to the guardian tree. There, the Great One, by whose graces we dwell here, resides. The gentlest of guardians, when at peace, a destructive force that knows no bounds when angered. As the Great One goes, so goes our fate. The creatures you helped us dispatch, doubtless they too were roused to hostility by the Great One in his anger. You need only look around you to see. The forest grows more and more threatening with each passing hour. So it is that we traveled here to quell the Great One's fury, to perform the quieting. In days of old, the ritual was, without fail, performed by 3 white mages. With our elder sister occupied with her many duties, my brother and I thought to attempt it on our own. Arun was quite confident, but I had my doubts. It was then that you arrived, and shortly thereafter became one of the chosen few to be gifted with a white mage's soul crystal. 'Tis no small honor. That gem marks you as an inheritor of the magic of our ancestors. My brother's pride may blind him, but the signs are clear as day to me. You are not Paljali, but an Alto Kant meant for you to be here today, to perform the ritual with us. Altoa Kant is known to all as one of the greatest mages in our history, but even more so, he was known for being something of an eccentric. In defiance of a tradition, he bid farewell to his forest home, wandering the realm and healing the wounds of the land and its people wheresoever he went. A most admirable cause, yes, but alas, Altoa was never to return. He perished in a far-off land, and having taken no apprentices, his legendary powers were lost to us for eternity, or so I believed, until I met you. And yet, for all his stubbornness, there is some truth to my brother's words. Ancient laws forbid us from sharing the teachings of white magic outside of our own kind. There are reasons for this, which I would share with you when the time is right. There are many who would not approve of this arrangement. Still, I am convinced that it is Altoa's will that we bring you into the fold, and so I welcome you, Saya of the White. I can feel the Great One's fury welling up even now. Time is short, and yet, while you may have been chosen by Altoa, I fear your journey as a white mage has just begun. Return to me when you have further honed your skills, and we shall proceed with your training. Sweet! White power! I mean white magic power!